is the fun life. It's the fun life.
I know,
We've
I
got it.
know. I remember at least a few weeks in the long distant past
Oh,
where like would do some research and like, okay, I got some topics, some things that we can talk about, like true preparation. And I mean, now it's just like, I don't know, let's just jump on and see what happens.
I'm
But
yeah.
that's usually how it is though.
It's totally fine. And I will say, before I stood up, I did hit that record button. So
Noise.
we're going, and I hope everybody realizes this is not. We don't do any crazy preparation. We just get excited to talk about our league, talk about fantasy. It's Thursday night. Got the game up right now. Oh, did James just get a fucking? Oh, did he get a carry? Please tell me that was James.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so. If are you at 9:15 and or 9:13 now?
where? Oh, you know what? Let me see what the score is. I have no idea where Amazon. Um,
I'm on Amazon as well.
okay,
Obviously, that's the only way
I'm
to
just
watch
looking
it.
at right now. I just got a big picture of Joe Brady, and
Yeah, yeah, same here. Okay, so
te te
now I'm seeing 8:55, 8:54.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'm at 8:52, and it's 10:07 is what I see. Oh, so no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Okay.
Davis. That's not fucking Cook. What number is
Oh,
Cook?
who the fuck is Davis, the running back?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, they got Gabe Davis back after
Yeah,
they traded him away, but now he's a running back.
Ray Davis.
Ray Davis. They got rid of Gabe Davis, but they got Ray Davis.
Absolutely. I mean, Gay, I don't know if Ray is like the appropriate substitute. Might not really live up to the snuff that was Gabe, but I guess we're kind of close. Okay, James Cook is 4. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Well, he got a touchdown already, I
He
think.
did.
So
I heard from Chris. I didn't have the game on just yet, and I heard a very some negativity coming out of Chris. So I must have been something good. Um.
yeah, I think
Okay.
that's well, we'll probably go back obviously into week one here, but you're playing Chris just real quick. Does he have anybody playing tonight? It
Yeah, he
looks like
does.
he does.
Yeah, he does.
He's got Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
All
So
right.
it's
I've got one person playing, and I
ooh,
already kind of knew it was a stupid idea, but I just did it anyways because I just wanted somebody to watch tonight.
wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Who'd you put in? Oh, Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. I knew HN was gonna be in, and I still just did it anyways
Well,
because
I mean,
I don't really like my other options either. So it was just like, maybe at least I'll have somebody to watch hopefully tonight.
hopefully. Although, didn't Achan already get one in?
Yeah, yeah, he already got one in.
Oh,
So
oh God,
yeah,
that
not
little
looking
joke.
great. There's like a three running back committee going on the Dolphins right now, but what the fuck?
Hey,
Who cares?
dude,
Somebody
this
to
is
watch. This is for
somebody to
my
watch.
entertainment.
It is, and it's still early in the season. There's plenty of time to be putting teams together and figuring out like what's going on. Man, I feel like there's so much to like talk about, because we had our draft, we had the first week of the season. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, first of all, the draft was such a good time. Oh God, did that go in?
No, I don't think so.
Please, like, watch this. All right. I'm going to predict what happened here, or happens live here on the cast. Okay, it's going to be first and goal. They're going to have Cook lined up in the back.
And
And
then
and yeah, and you already know where I'm going with it. And Josh Allen's going to run it in.
yeah,
Like that's
he's either gonna run it in or he's gonna throw it to a tight end.
all right. Here we go. Cook in the back. Let's
It looks
see.
like they're gonna hand it off. There you
Oh,
go.
oh,
Easy
oh,
money.
oh! I've never
Easy
been
money.
so happy to be wrong. Oh man, that puts a little pep in my step, Sean. I'm not gonna lie. I am
Damn,
not gonna
already
lie.
two touchdowns and we're barely halfway through the second quarter. That's gotta
Whew.
feel good.
It does. That feels good.
Yeah.
That
Well,
that that feels good.
this should be a fun, eventful game because Bills Dolphins should be a high scoring affair.
Yeah,
So
this is
hopefully we don't just make this whole podcast some kind of play by play of Thursday night football, but
hey,
there'll probably be some eventful plays that we'll be piping up about.
hopefully, hopefully catching. And I was going to say before I got distracted, the draft was a ton of fun.
Yeah, a ton of fun. That was a great time.
Great time, and so glad for everybody who was able to make the trip down. Sorry that Joey wasn't able to make it, but even still, he was there in computer spirit, I guess. Um,
Computer spirit, and he was able to do the whole draft, even down to the last round before
yeah,
his flight took off. So
that's
it's like,
awesome.
all right, that worked out. Didn't have to miss any of it, really.
Yeah, that's I really do. I don't. How do I even phrase this without sounding like mean to anybody who? Okay, I think everybody understood one of my biggest sticklers was the auto draft thing. Like when we come into the draft, especially when we were doing the snake draft, and we just had so many people, so many of those one timers and stuff like that, just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna just just auto draft, it'll be fine. But man, I don't know. That just always bothered me. And now with the super active league that we do have, now where everybody is really passionate and really wants to, it's like no, there shouldn't ever have to be a reason that anybody would, auto draft. Obviously, flights and everything, those are, can't be pushed around, can't tell the pilot, hold on, just give me like 3 hours, okay? Like we'll get there. But even still, Joey was able to make it, go all the way through. We had a live band. We had shandies. We had the whole works. It was a great time. A great
Yeah,
time.
super fun. And then we had to wait. Then we just had to sit and wait for like 12 days or 10 days or something like that.
It didn't seem like it didn't feel like it took all that long. Because it felt like Thursday just like was right there, and we were already going.
Yeah, it was cool because I love how it fired up with Thursday, and then there was the Friday game,
Right.
and then it was Sunday, Monday. So it was just like, bam, you're right into like damn near football every day.
Yeah, that was just kind of a crazy start to the football season, is that we had so much football right at the very, very beginning, like Thursday, Friday,
Yeah,
Sunday, and then Monday. I feel it's
yeah,
like
especially with the Ravens Chiefs to kick it off. Like it's such a good game, and that was a great game to watch too.
that was. I mean, I feel like a lot of eyebrows were raised for myself, specifically regarding Isaiah Likely. Oh my God, oh my God, was I just like screaming at the
You
TV
had
the whole
you had
night?
Mark
Yeah,
Andrews,
I
right?
had I had Mark Andrews, and I'm just sitting there screaming like,
Hmm.
how the fuck can he get another one and another one and another one? Oh my God, he's out.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, maybe that might mean something. Oh wait, he comes back in, and then he almost catches the game-winning touchdown. What is this? What is this?
yeah,
Oh, it was
dude. Seriously, I know it feels like a changing of the guard over there with how Mark Andrews has been such a like he's so consistent, and he got injured obviously last
mhm.
year, but I don't know. It just feels like likely is not going anywhere.
No, and ended up spending a little bit and picking him on up. Just
Oh, you were the one who got him.
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
It was one of those things
makes
where
sense.
I don't know how I'm going to deal with it, but it's not a problem that I want to have. So if it really turns out that Mark Andrews is just done and it's likely show from now on, then okay, fine, fuck it. I'll take the
Yeah.
bullet on Mark Andrews and just start likely. If it turns into like a Patriots situation, like, well, I guess maybe that might be both best of both worlds. Oh my God, H. He looks so good.
Ah,
Oh my
he's so
God, he
fucking
looks,
good.
dude. I wanted him so bad. Like Sean, I want to go back to the draft a little bit. Did we
Okay,
even
okay.
talk about how you and I actually? I feel like we broke each other. Like the rest my last part of the draft, my last half of the draft was crap because I couldn't bid on anybody because I felt like you and I were just going back and forth at
Dude, I
least on
know.
like
I
two or three
know
players.
Jimmy Cook.
Mm,
We were going back and forth on him, and now I'm seeing him just pop off this year so far, and I'm like, damn it, I should have just spent the extra whatever, how many couple extra dollars it would have probably been worth it, but you never know. You know, when you get in those bidding wars, you just hit that point where you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, all right, I'm out.
yeah. No, it's so okay. So I think it was for for James Cook and Aaron Jones, right?
Oh, I think it was Aaron Jones too. Yeah,
Okay, so it was just
yeah,
us.
it was definitely running backs. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, because I feel like you and I were both kind of in the same situation where we had gone like a little bit further in the draft and we had not gotten any running backs. Like at least
Yeah,
that's how
exactly.
I felt. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
it was a tough situation, but I don't
yeah.
know. We'll see
Well,
how.
right now it's looking. I'd say it's looking good that you ended up pushing for and winning those two running backs
Well,
because
that's
they're looking
all.
good so far.
Well, that's all I really
And I'm
have.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do about like a second running back here?
Well,
So,
okay. So
but
who
let's
is
see.
your main running back?
It is Alvin Kamara.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he looked great.
Yeah, yeah, I'm loving him, loving that. And then my only other running back that I ended up with was Javonte Williams from Denver
Now, how did he do
because
his first week?
terrible, fucking terrible.
Terrible.
It was so
Okay.
weird. There was all these reports in the preseason that he had like great rapport with Bo Nix and like he was gonna be the guy. Like the coach was saying, like that's gonna be our guy.
Mm.
And then in the first game, he gets out carried by fuck, I forget who the other guy is, but he only got like 9 carries and the other guy got like 10 or something. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is this?
It's
Like,
not what you signed up for.
this isn't what I signed up for. And I don't have any backups that I can like throw in or anything. So grabbed a couple guys off waivers, but it's just kind of like you're just rolling the dice to see if something's going to pan out.
Well, I will say this. I do very much believe in the waivers to solve problems. Like
Definitely,
I
especially as injuries come up, it
mm-hmm.
always happens. There's always
Yes.
going to be next man up situations.
Yep.
So that's just you gotta get there.
Not only that, but it looks like some people are throwing up trade like players up on
Dude,
their
yeah,
trade
what
block.
is going on with the trade block? I feel like Nick started it by putting a few people up there, and then now everyone's piling on. There's been like 5 quarterbacks on the trade block, and Nick put like 3 more of his players on there. All these like bench backup people.
So I don't know how anybody else felt, but I kept hearing this like over and over on the you know media airwaves. All the QB experts, like all the old QBs, right? They're all analysts now.
Yeah,
Them all saying the same thing that week one was probably the worst like week of quarterback play that like any of them had ever seen. Like across the board, just all the quarterbacks played in a quarterback league. They all played so fucking shitty.
there
Um,
were a lot of piss poor
a
performances, or
lot.
like some that like maybe some fantasy days were kind of salvaged, but if you watch the game, like it didn't look pretty.
No, it didn't. Like okay, so never mind. I had someplace I was gonna go. It slipped out of my mind. I think instead I'm just gonna smoke this bowl and maybe it'll
Okay,
come back. Um,
yeah, that works.
but uh, but yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't.
I there is a question,
Ooh,
a commissioner question that I do
yes,
feel like
yes.
I have to
I
ask.
want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear
Well,
the.
why don't you smoke that first? I think you're probably gonna want to smoke first.
Perfect.
Yeah, you just got to do it. As I just sit here and I look at the, I'm back on week one in the sleeper app, and like what shows up at the very top is the week one report where it shows like the top 1, 2, and 3 teams, and John's team is the top, the number one team, and it's just
Yeah.
a picture of a pierced nipple, like so big on the screen, I just can't stop looking at it for some reason.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good name too.
I don't want to keep looking at it, but I just keep looking at
Yeah, it's nipples. They're universal.
it.
I don't know what to
That is
say. Okay, commish question.
so. Yeah, so commish question. I mean, it felt fairly straightforward, but there was the whole
Oh, we're talking about the elephant in
near
the room.
controversy. Yeah,
Okay,
near
yeah. All
controversy.
right. I do want to address this, and I'm really glad that you brought it up. I should have, at the very beginning, Oh my God, hold on one
Oh,
second. Oh my God, oh my God,
oh
oh
my
my
God.
God, oh my God. I can't
I am
believe we
so pissed that I didn't spend more money for Jimmy Cook.
Oh my God, I can't believe we both like picked that up at the same time. Just like look over at the
Holy
screen.
shit balls,
Holy,
dude.
what was
Three
that?
touchdowns already?
What how long was that?
Oh my
I only saw
God.
the last half of
49 yards.
Wow.
Oh, so he's not going to get the 50-point bonus,
No,
though. Ah,
49. Oh well. A single point that
sucks.
I'm missing out on, but even still.
Jesus, dude. He already has. Oh, wait. It keeps changing the thing in Sleeper. It said 20 something for a second. Now it's back down to 16, but
Let's make sure this field goal comes in so that the play stands.
right.
Uh, but okay. All right. So yes,
Is
the of course the play derides Joey. Joey is like really anxious to hear what I have to say, and
damn, dude.
I just trail off.
Okay.
Um, but no, that was something that obviously was not intentional. The way it should have been set from the very, very beginning is all those bonus points plus the QB bonus. So Patrick Mahomes would have gotten that catch, that extra bonus catch. That's obviously how it was supposed to be. I'm just kidding, of course. No, the way that it was supposed to be was obviously just 1 point per PPR. And I think that the mistake or the problem was is that on the computer, it's got like just a a different layout when you're doing the score settings. So when I was setting everything on up, I thought I had changed, for receiving, rushing, whatever, or just sorry, that each one had its own setting, and that in receiving, I had given it like you know, the point. I didn't realize the bonus thing that was something that was separate. So when I was going through all these other like miscellaneous settings, I saw this thing where it was just like, reception by a running back and it was just like zero. And I was thinking that the two settings were like connected, right? Like because I had already put reception should be 1 point, that was going to transfer. I didn't realize that it was like an additional bonus. And that was something that was pointed
Yeah.
out to me about the other one that I had changed. Which one was that? You know what? There was, if I go back through the chat, there was another set of settings that was pointed out to
Yeah. I
me.
remember there was another one that it seemed redundant, but I
No, no,
can't remember.
it was the exact same thing. It was like a redundant rule. And like when I noticed it, or it was brought up to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's not what it's supposed to be." And I went ahead and changed it. And I think we were all saying that nobody realized that there were those bonus,
Right.
those bonus, whatever it was. What is it like? Point
Yeah.
five?
Until the Thursday night game started
Right.
and you started to see some points coming in and you're like, holy fuck, like they're getting like almost 2 points for a lot of these things.
Yeah, that was
Because
not
I didn't notice it. Nobody talked about it beforehand. Nobody at the draft talked anything about that. So it seemed pretty clear that nobody was like just
aware
thinking,
that. Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah,
we're doing
we're
basically a
drafting
double PP.
with double
I think
PPR.
if anyone knew that, that would have been a big topic of conversation before we even started the draft when we were all in person
Well,
there.
it's funny too because I don't know if you remember, and maybe it was just me being like drunk at the but John was in the pool and he was like,
Yes.
Commissioner, you need to give us the whole, and this
Yeah.
I think was
Yeah.
before
You had to do the whole rundown
the
of
rundown of all the rules.
what are all these bonuses? What are these points?
Yeah, what exactly. And I remember saying to him, it's like, okay, full point PPR. And I was just, he's like, okay, he's like, repeating. He's like, okay, yes, full point PPR, like, going over each like one of them. So it was like, I felt like we were all pretty like, okay, what are going to go. And then, yeah, when they came on in, it was obvious, like, okay, everybody started talking about it. And when I hopped into the chat, I was just like, wait, what? What are we talking about? And I went into the settings on my phone, like, rather than the computer, and I totally saw like how it was all set up. It was very obvious that it was like an additional bonus, rather and not attached to that
Yeah.
whatever the point per reception. So I was just like, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and change this right now. Immediately after the first game, like everybody's points went down. My points went down. This didn't help or benefit anybody. And I guess, to Joey's point, he was saying that, we can't be changing the rules after the fact if everybody is going into it thinking that these are what the rules are. And I totally understand what he's saying. I don't believe, and this is me, and Sean, you can say what you feel, and everybody, when they listen to this, they can see what they feel. I don't believe anybody thought that it was going to be double PPR. I set the rules, and I didn't think it was going to be double point PPR. So that was one of those things where it was like those were not the rules how they were intended to be, and I think I said that in the chat right away. It was just like, oh, well, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be just 1 point, and so,
Yeah.
yep, changed it.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
and I would rather have changed it right then and there than wait until the very end of the week or something when, like, game results are going to be getting on in. This was just one game had been played. It was the first game of the week. At least gives everybody,
Yeah,
some time
that
to
was
be
that
aware
was
of
the
what's
move.
going on.
I was happy. Like any move that you make, if you're going to change anything when the season's starting, like it's always going to be controversial. But
Right.
I was like, smart move that you just nipped it in the bud, just did it, no questions asked. Like I
Oh yeah.
agree. I don't think anybody knew that that setting existed before we started, or somebody would have said something already. Obvious, just administrative mistake in the settings there.
Yeah.
And yeah, because if it had lingered on any further or it waited any longer, more points would have accrued, and it just would have probably
Yeah.
caused more
I didn't want it.
disruption and controversy.
Exactly. I did not want it to go on for more games. Like like the settings were wrong. It was just like, okay, these are not how they're supposed to be. Yeah, let's get them corrected right now. And funny enough, even when that happened, when I changed it back, or corrected it, I saw a whole bunch of other settings that I realized that I wanted to set and I had talked about with people, but they didn't actually end up going through. And in this sense, like, I did not add or change or like correct all the settings to be like, oh, this needs to be exactly the way we want, I wanted it to be. Joey, or a few other people had brought up what was wrong. That was corrected. I also
Yep.
agree with Joey's point about, you shouldn't be changing settings. And that's
Right.
why,
Legitimate
like, I
point.
saw, like, so one of the ones I saw was for defenses. Like, I really wanted defenses to be more impactful, um, especially like if they were, playing well. So like fourth down stops and different things like that to be able to get, points for and everything.
Okay.
Um, and I thought I had changed those. So there were just obviously a lot of mistakes that were made um, when I ended up doing all the rules changes. But but
Bot loads and rule changes.
hey, you know what? That could be my alternative name. It might end up being. Um, excuse me. But but yeah. So that was, I think, the big thing. I wanted to just make sure that was done. Is just that it was corrected like immediately, rather than letting it sit for the whole fantasy week.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
guess that
I
might,
I think that was the right move,
yeah,
personally.
and I kind of think that actually is kind of a good transition on into, just week one overall. Like after we get through
Yeah.
the draft, we end up, all getting ready to go. And I know we did mention that Pat Mahomes did not get that bonus point because of all the mistake rules that I put in. I did not put in the bonus for the QB. God damn it. That was an interesting Monday night game, but it definitely was entertaining. Now, did you end up watching the Friday game?
Yeah, I did because I got the stack with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, so I
Oh
definitely wanted to
yeah.
watch that game.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was a fun game to watch, but like the field condition, everybody was slipping around and stuff, so that was kind of annoying, and it just felt like it was like, all right, NFL, you brought it to Brazil, and you can't even give them a fucking good field to play on. But
Right.
the stack did well for me, so I was pumped on that. It was
Yeah, it
kind of
did.
crazy seeing Saquon Barkley just have his first resurgence and stuff too.
Oh my God. I did not see the game, but that stat line looked amazing.
Yeah, he looked just fucking good. Like he just looked electric.
And that was
Great pass catcher situation. It's like fuck, dude. Like the Eagles now they got Saquon. Like they haven't really had good running backs during their like playoff run that they've had. So I'm like,
Right.
ooh, they're gonna be fucking good this year.
Dude, John actually, his team has just got a plethora of juicy fucking running backs now that I'm looking at it. So he had, other than Barkley, he had fucking Jameer Gibbs, who
Yep.
gets like 40 and a
Good
touchdown
game.
and some receptions. He's got Tony Pollard, who
Yep.
had, definitely a decent game. He's got J.K. Dobbins on the bench, um, who looked awesome in that Raiders
Yeah.
game. Uh, Damn, like, dude, god damn it, John.
I'm pissed at everybody. Everybody
Yeah,
has fucking running backs. I'm an idiot.
I,
I
I,
should
I
have
do.
drafted a running back.
I'm right there with you. I feel like I might have gotten a little bit lucky just because I won those standoffs, I guess, or just I paid a little bit more. But man, it felt like it costed me because I'm looking at like the bottom half of my team, and I know I've already shed a couple players, but I'm sweating. Like my team is, I have no depth at all, and it's really bothered me, and it feels like
Okay,
it's
let's see.
gonna
You got
end up
no
biting me.
no depth. Let's see. Yeah, so far it is looking a little tough. Like you've got people that didn't have a good week one.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I mean, you already dropped a couple people anyway,
Yeah, I've
so
already dropped a couple, so I ended up picking up likely. I also picked up what's his name? God damn it, is it Cooks? Cooks, right?
yeah, Brandon Cooks, yeah. Oh, from the
So,
Cowboys.
like, I am worried about running back. Like, you're right. Everybody has got running backs. There are no running backs sitting on the fucking waiver wires right now. It
Yeah,
is,
not yet. I mean, not after week one, so we'll see. We'll see what pops up, but yeah, it's thin. Some people are pretty stacked up on running backs right now.
yeah, they are. Damn. Yeah, John.
But yeah, John's team put up the high score of the week
I mean,
last week.
I mean, it was an amazing game. Like we were just talking about, all of his running backs, they were doing well. He had C.J. Stroud, who was looking like
Yeah,
great.
great game there.
Um,
Fucking
hey,
Cowboys
yeah, the
defense, dude.
Cowboys
I remember
defense. I
them from
forgot.
last year putting up some huge games too. I don't think I can't recall any other defenses really doing anything interesting in week last week, but yeah, the Cowboys put up a nice week there.
Yeah, I think John's probably, he's going to be right in this one. He's, yeah, top scorer,
Yeah.
and it's by a bit. So all of us have some work to do that we're gonna have to try to catch up to him, and hope he doesn't keep this on up. And poor Will. I mean, Will, let's see, would he have beaten? No, he wouldn't have beaten Chris, wouldn't have beaten you, so he would have beaten me.
He wouldn't have
Um,
beaten Nate either, but I mean he was still one of the higher scoring teams for
yeah,
sure. And
absolutely. Yeah, he's a top five team. I'm sitting at six
yeah, yeah.
as far as scores are concerned. So I mean, his team was doing great. It's just unfortunate that you had to run into John. I mean, dude, Joe Mixon, that looked so good.
Jesus, yeah, what the fuck? He goes to a new team and just explodes in the
Th-
first game.
30 carries. 30 carries. Imagine
It's
if
kind
I
of
had.
crazy that Joe Mixon got 33 and CJ Stroud still got 30.3. Like
Mhm.
normally if a running back is going off like that, the QB is not going to have a massive game,
Well,
but
so it's saying that
um
he had two touchdowns, 11 passing first downs. Um,
that's a lot of yeah, a lot of catches.
yeah, one of the completions was for over 40 yards. He took
Jesus.
4 sacks, but even still, like that was yeah, definitely a decent game. And I mean, dude, Will's also sitting. Like, I'm not worried about Will's team at all. Like he has got some scary
Well,
pieces.
he
I,
doesn't have a quarterback.
okay, well, Jordan Love going down is not great, and I haven't actually looked at the waiver wire, and I probably should do that for. Okay, let's go on back. So who was picked on up? All right. So we saw Chris pick up Herbert. Joey got Houston D. Will picked up Los Angeles D. Has Will actually made any moves at quarterback?
I
No.
don't know. No, he hasn't yet.
So
I
who?
mean, he
So
obviously will, but
Oh, wait a minute. So who is his quarterback right now?
It's still Jordan Love.
Yeah, he doesn't have any quarterbacks on his roster. You're right. Oh shit.
So
Okay.
he'll do something. He'll certainly do something, but we don't know what it's going to be yet.
So who's even available right now? Brock Purdy was dropped. Rogers was dropped. Cousins is still out there. Caleb Williams was dropped. Geno Smith, Fields, Darnold.
Yeah, he's going to have to roll the dice and make his choice.
Yeah, they're I guess some serviceable options out there. So,
Yeah, it's not a complete garbage pile.
but even still, that is a interesting
Never
situation.
never fun. Never fun to lose
But I
your
think
QB you drafted in the first game.
yeah, I mean, I think Pacheco is gonna be great for the
Yeah,
season.
definitely.
I mean, yeah, Tyreek and Mixon, those look like they're gonna be super potent. I don't know about Amari and Keenan. Like I, I think the I didn't actually get to see any of the Bears game, but from what it sounded like, it did not sound like it was a, a really a positive look, even though they did
No,
win. Um,
no, yeah, Bo Nix. I mean, first game as a
or
NFL
what's his name?
quarterback. So,
What no,
or not Bo Nix.
Caleb
Caleb
Williams.
Allen. Caleb Williams. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay. Attempt number three.
We'll get there. Um, I mean, okay, so he's got David Montgomery, who did look really decent. Um,
Yeah, Xavier Worthy had that
yep,
nice
Xavier. Yeah, he's
bust
got
out game.
Xavier Worthy on his bench.
So he's got people. He just has to. Looks like he just hasn't gone in and done his week two, set the lineup and clean everything up yet.
No, we'll probably see that. Yeah, probably see that happen soon.
He's
Okay, so
pulling the Misha card where he just sits on it until he absolutely has to.
well, I mean, fuck, might as well if you don't have to make any moves, you don't have to spend any money. Fuck it. uh, Go for it. And okay,
Yeah,
so the next highest scorer was Nate, um, and he had Josh Allen. Josh Allen looked like Josh Allen always does in fantasy, maybe even a little bit better than Josh Allen usually does in
yeah,
fantasy.
two rushing touchdowns.
Oh man, 9 passing first downs, 2 rushing first downs. He did lose a fumble, took a couple sacks, but yeah, 2 passing, two rushing touchdowns.
It's crazy that he got this. Well, I mean, this is Josh Allen, but like the fact that he only completed 18 passes
Hmm.
and still finished the week with over 42 points.
Well, I mean,
That's kind of crazy.
so he is get. I mean, I there is like a little bit of like with the way the rules are set, like there is going to be a little bit more juice for the quarterbacks. Um, there's going to be a little bit more juice for any of the receivers. Well, I guess anybody who can receive a ball, like because of the points per first down, bump. Um, I guess that goes for rushing too, but yeah, I'm
It's pretty.
hoping
I mean, it's classic PPR, and then there's just the bonuses in there. But
right.
yeah, I mean, a quarterback can definitely add in some extra points with all the like pass completions and the passing for first down and stuff too.
It's interesting actually looking at Nate's team. Like he has Lamar on the bench who scores 40 as well. Like, dude, these
Yeah,
rushing
fuck.
quarterbacks are going to be so valuable. He might want to trade. Uh, I don't know. I feel like having both of these quarterbacks, if they're scoring like this, um, like, dude, you can't have somebody who's scoring 40 points a week on your bench. That's
Well, that was
worse.
the whole thing. Giving him shit during the draft, like, what the hell, dude? You drafted Josh Allen, and now you just picked up Lamar Jackson. Like, what are you gonna do with this?
Dude, look at Will. Will is now out of a quarterback. Wow,
Right,
Will,
right.
all of a sudden Will and Nate make a trade. Nate's team gets a lot stronger, and just all he's really given up is a bench player. And then, whoever you're gonna take a hit with whatever you had to trade away. But fuck, if you're getting 40 points a game, you're gonna be pretty damn happy. Um,
Yeah,
dude, it's interesting, and I feel that for this game with Nate and Joey, like Nate's team is kind of perplexing. Like I feel he does have some holes he could fill. Like I'm not sure what Devonte Adams is going to be like this year. Yeah, dude, DeAndre Swift. I don't know about that. On the Bears, Kelsey. I feel like this may end up being like a down year for Kelsey. I really tried to get him like to do the stack with Mahomes, but
Mahomes,
it
yeah,
ended up being just way too expensive. And after watching it, dude, like those receivers like Rice and Worthy, like I don't know. I feel like they may end up being like the beneficiaries of all the good offense. But you know, he's got good pieces too. He's got Debo, he's got Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs didn't have to do all that much, but fuck, got 2 touchdowns out of it. So that's
yeah.
pretty.
Kenneth Walker looked
Hmm.
good.
Yeah. So Nate's team is definitely interesting. There's some holes, but I feel like a lot of pieces of his team are really strong, and then he's got that possible trade firepower to go with it.
Yeah,
And Joey's, I don't know. I feel like Joey's is a lot of disappointment that are probably going to see better days. Like Marvin St. Harrison Jr., I have to feel like he is going to be the focus in Arizona. See, he has got to. Uh, I think he's going to probably do better, but I don't know. We'll see. I would say the same like for Chris Olave. Um,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, those two you expect they're gonna bounce back, whether it's this week or at some point they have to do better than that. Like they're just, they're going to.
yeah, absolutely. And he's looking super strong at running back. Um,
Yeah, yeah, he had Jerome Ford had a good game on his
yeah,
bench
on his
too.
bench. Yeah,
So
so he's got a lot of depth there. Like I would say, yeah, Joey's team I think is going to be okay. I think there's just a couple players that didn't end up showing on up that probably will show up in the future. Um, and yeah, he's got like we were just talking about Rasheed Rice, who looked amazing. Um, yeah,
he's
A
got the
chain.
two quarterback situation too. Like Jaden Daniels had a great game on the bench, rushed for 88 yards.
Oh, that's excellent. 2 touchdowns. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, no, that's got some. Yeah, I think the rushing quarterbacks this year are going to have serious value. I think they are going
yeah,
to be.
that's where the NFL is definitely
It's
going.
going, yeah, absolutely, it's definitely going that way. But I mean, it's still good win for Nate. I think there are better days ahead for Joey, so that'll be okay. And
Yeah,
I guess you technically would be next with the
yeah,
139. And I mean, we were talking about that stack, and You've got
yeah.
to
The stack was working out so far.
you've got to be happy. Like you've got to be happy with that, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
I mean that's exactly what I wanted, exactly what I drafted it for. There was a big touchdown. It was like a 40-yard touchdown or something like that. That like if it wasn't for that, the day would have looked a lot different. But again, that's why I got the stack,
hmm
for plays like that too. So
absolutely.
definitely sweet. Yeah, definitely sweet to see that. And like I'm gonna be watching Eagles games this year. I got the Sunday ticket, so I'm definitely gonna be watching some Eagles
Well,
games.
that's I mean, shoot. Hopefully they make you smile on Sunday rather than cry. Um,
Right.
but I mean, the other parts of your team are looking really great too. I mean, Kamara and Evans, like two like
Yeah, those were
oldies,
great.
but
I'm
like
feeling good
oldies but
about
goodies,
them.
right?
Exactly.
They've just always been fantasy relevant like their entire careers, no matter what. When so it's nice to
Yep.
see them doing exactly what they've always done. That's like I really love having those reliable fantasy players that,
Exactly.
year in and year out, they just they
Yeah.
just they
It's
just do what they
rare
need
that
to do.
they'll have dud games.
Right. And I mean, and we were talking about Javante Williams earlier, but like so you got Laporta, who hopefully should I don't know. I guess
I
we'll
mean,
see
he
what
should
happens.
definitely have some bigger games there.
Yeah.
I'm not super excited for Laporta. I spent like $27 on him, so I probably overreached for that. But I think he'll should be getting more than 9.5 in a lot of weeks, and I definitely think DK is gonna not be scoring 6.9 every
Yeah.
week. So
No, probably not.
I still feel optimistic and then my bench,
So
that's where I'm kind of like a little excited.
I wanted to ask you about that because you have some questions on the bench. And the questions are like, when are these players going to be available if you're
That's
not
the
going to do
question.
anything?
Yeah. Right. I
Um,
feel like a lot of them are like, okay, I need to see I need to see at least one more week, because they're young, they're speedsters, some are rookies, and I just don't want it to be like a flash in the pan and then you rush in and take one of your like guys that you paid up for in the draft, and all of a sudden you're throwing them on the bench.
right.
But I am excited. Like um, Jamison Williams
Oh
looked.
yeah,
I was watching that game, and
he
man,
looks
that guy is
look good.
fucking just such a deep threat at all times. So I'm very excited for him.
And
I don't
dude,
know. Raheed Shaheed looks pretty good, but I don't know really what to think
I don't.
long term about that.
I mean, he only got the 3 receptions, but at the same time, like, yeah, that's also one that I feel like I want to keep my eye on. I guess that's a San Diego kid too.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't actually know that.
yeah, I can't remember what high school he went to, but yeah, it's somewhere in San Diego. Um, but I mean, you've also got some other like I would call it like others want to keep an eye on, like do want to keep an eye on Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Um,
Like nothing's going on with him tonight in this game because there's all these rushing touchdowns. But
right.
like, I mean, there's not a ton of pass catchers in Buffalo, and he's definitely one of the top two on the team, and he's a rookie. So I definitely want to. He was a target for me in the draft, so I want to see how that pans out.
Right.
Definitely give him some time to stew on the bench for a while.
So I guess
Yeah.
maybe this is where we transition to the other side of the
Yeah.
coin. And poor Nick did not have the greatest week
Oh
of
man.
fantasy, especially when he's sitting with, I'm pretty sure this is the highest scoring wide receiver of week 1 on his bench.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Jaden Reed, and I picked up Jaden Reed pretty early at some point last year, and he's really nice receiver, but that hurts to have 40 points on the bench like that.
Dude, a lot of points on the bench. Not only that, your bench quarterback scores more than your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Your
Another interesting piece is that most people of all the teams we've looked at, the flex spots are primarily filled with pass catchers and wide receivers mainly.
Mhm.
But Nick went running back heavy for his flex
So
spots.
I will say this, and I can understand maybe the strategy behind it. I do think in these types of PPR formats, running backs are absolutely the most valuable players,
Mm-hmm.
just because they have that capability of what these, um, I mean, the highest scorers are always going to be these rushing quarterbacks. But then you've also got I guess it's always a back and forth between the two of them, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Quarterback
I
seems
mean,
like
but
it.
yeah, if you've got a running back that catches passes, the ceiling can be very high, and the floor can be. Is it the floor would be low, or would the floor be high also?
It'd be a high
But you know what I'm trying to
a
say,
high
though.
floor, and there's no
Yeah,
ceiling. It can go as high.
right, exactly,
It could go as
exactly.
high as you want. They're usually safe plays. In this particular case, it did not work out that way. Um,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
Zach Moss
Zach Moss,
had a
yeah,
nice little gain, 16 points, but not huge. But then, yeah, Mostert really really
well,
fucked up for that.
I mean, like the way it's looking now, like so I just stat show right now, A chain or 69 rushing yards, 9 receiving yards, 1 receiving TD. I wish they would have shown how many receptions he got though. Is it just the 1 reception? Oh, I'll find that out
Not sure.
soon enough. Um, anyway, uh, but Nick has been the one who's been doing the most work on the uh I would say both the trade board. Did he pick up? Yeah, he picked up. Yeah, Baker off the waivers. Okay.
Oh yeah, because he's like, fuck Caleb Williams, fucking hate you already. Probably
Pick.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, picked up Alan Lazard. Picked up Tick Bigsby.
Damn, he picked up three people.
No, I don't think he's done. I think there's. Oh, and no. Here's the putting all the players up on the block. I
Yeah,
don't know why he's.
Mostert, Chubb, Brooks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know why he'd be putting Chubb up on the block. I mean, I would say even if
I think
Deshaun
there
Watson.
was the newest article headline says that Chubb might be out until mid-season.
Oh
So he's probably
fuck.
like, "Fuck, I don't know when I'm going to get my Chubster."
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. But we have the IR spot.
Is Chubb on the IR?
I need
He's
to
on the
go.
pup, so I don't know if that counts.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's Nick's? Maybe I need to go to Nick's. Okay, so league. Go to Nick's team.
He's got Jonathan
Oh.
Brooks or whatever Jonathan Brooks on the pup on the
Oh.
IR
Well,
spot. So he
Nick.
already has that.
Nick, I don't know what to tell you. I think the reason why there are no running backs and nobody has you and I don't have any running backs is Nick decided to draft every fucking running back that he could possibly
He's
find.
hoarding running backs.
Yeah, he's totally hoarding running backs. You know what? I don't feel bad for you.
There you go.
you're gonna have to drop somebody. Unless you want to hold on to all these players. And thank God that you have an IR spot. Because if you didn't have an IR spot, Nick, with the performances going on, like, oof, it's tough business. Like, so here's a big question. I think Brees Hall is gonna be okay.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I definitely will.
Amon Ra is gonna have better games.
Yep.
Down the line. Um, what's your opinion about Derrick Henry?
I mean, I think what we saw might be a good representation of just what he is on that team. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's their top running back, but I don't know how he wasn't used. Like what was he used? Yeah, no receptions.
No, no, he's not gonna get
So
any. It's the what's his
that's a
name?
bummer.
Justice Hill that's gonna be getting all the
Yeah,
receptions.
yeah. So I mean, he's going to be touchdown dependent. But he'll score touchdowns though. I think. I mean, it's the Ravens, so they're going to have a lot of red zone opportunities. But
But I mean,
Lamar likes to run it too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is this going to be like, yeah, that's man. I mean, I feel like Nick's making as many moves as he can. He's obviously got players waiting in the wings. Who knows when they'll end up coming around? But I mean,
Right.
shit, you know, John. Oh, he put both the players on the block. I don't think anybody's going to trade for Raheem Mostert, but somebody might trade for a Chubb or a Brooks. Um,
I actually, I know it's not not right to talk about trades sometimes, but like
mhm.
whatever. It was just a trade offer and it got rejected. Nick and I were talking about a trade before week one, where I wanted Mostert. I don't know why I always want Mostert, but
Oh,
I
dude,
never
he
get
he
him.
looked excellent last year.
And I was gonna give him. I think it might have been Jameson Williams.
Interesting. Yeah, he does love those Lions players.
Oh no, it
Um,
wasn't Jameson Williams. It was Cortland Sutton. That's who we were. This was when I was still at Nick's house the Sunday after the draft, and we
and
were like,
who was
"Hey,
Nick gonna
let's do it.
trade?
Let's do a trade."
Well,
I was like, Nick, is there anybody on my team you would even consider for Mostert? And he was like, I don't know, like maybe Cortland Sutton. And so we had the trade like active in the app, but then he just
didn't go through.
wasn't down with it. But
Interesting.
neither guy really did anything interesting, so it would have been a fucking weird, boring trade anyways. But
That's okay. Who doesn't love boring
yeah,
trades? There's no such thing. All
yeah,
trades are
exactly.
super interesting and fun. So okay, so sorry, let me. I feel like I'm getting totally off my rocker. Okay, so we've gone through John, we've gone through Nate, we've gone through you. I guess we could do Chris's
We got to
game.
do Chris and
Chris
Phil. We
and
haven't
Phil.
really talked at all about their teams, and this will be good. I didn't follow their matchup that much. I was obviously really sucked into my own, but nice to catch up here. And Jesus, I did not realize that Anthony Richardson put up damn near 39 points. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. It's just I feel like the type of player he's gonna be. Like, so what is it? Let's take a look. So it's he only made 9 passes, but those somehow 9 passes somehow came out to
Oh my
212.
God. I was just, questioning Josh Allen's like 12 or 16 completed passes, and he only had nine.
9.
Jesus. but 9 passes for 212 yards. That's
Yeah,
insane.
it is. And then let's see. Oh, and three of those completions were for over 40 yards. And
Wow.
two of those
Yeah.
touchdowns were for also 40 yards.
So yeah, he got
And then he had
all
two
kinds of
50, yeah,
bonuses.
yeah, two, oh, dude, all, he got all the bonuses.
Wow. That's insane. Yeah. What a day.
Yeah, I would
What a
absolutely say.
day.
So I guess we might as well talk about this because this is the one biggest shitty happening from week one is the Christian McCaffrey announced like
Dude,
whatever
that
hour
sucks so
before the
much.
game.
Felt so bad for Phil. Like, I mean, he was already, 30, 32 points behind
Well,
Chris.
to
That's how
plug
that's
in,
how it stands now.
imagine that he had James Mason, like plug in James Mason into Phil's lineup. Does I mean he's close, right? Like
Right.
he's
I mean, but Misha had picked him up
he did, yeah,
quite a while earlier,
quite a
so it
while
wouldn't have
earlier.
been an option.
So everybody was asking, like, who was it that knew, Christian McCaffrey was going to, yeah, Misha. Misha knew.
Yeah, yeah. I
Misha
remember
knew
right
this
when
was
he
going to
picked him
happen.
up, it was like calling it out, like, "Oh, do you know something we don't know?" And yeah, it seemed like he was gonna play.
Dude,
Like, I
he
don't
might have he might have replaced the buzzsaw with a crystal ball.
seriously. Yeah, god damn. Yeah, that was crazy. That sucks because I mean, Phil, that was obviously the highest paid draft of the draft, highest paid player,
Mm-hmm.
and he obviously really wanted him, and then to have this last minute not even be able to use your guy, and then it's like you don't even know if he's going to be available for week two right now. It's like what the fuck, like that is definitely not what it seemed several weeks ago. So I feel for Phil on that one right now.
Yeah,
I mean, and being a Niners fan, I'm just like, I hope McCaffrey comes back ASAP.
yeah, absolutely. And man, Phil had a great bench performance. Like a bunch of play, actually, kind of the same for Chris too. Like but like a lot of them
That's
had
true.
really great performances, like on the bench. So it's like their teams are not. I mean, they're not in bad
No,
shape. It's
no,
just
they got a lot of serviceable guys.
I feel like yeah, obviously Joe Burrow is going to have better games. Christian McCaffrey is not always going to just magically disappear from the starting lineup. Um, I don't know what I feel about Christian Kirk. I feel like that Phil's got
Yeah,
better options.
you
Um,
never know with him, with Christian
Godwin
Kirk.
looks great. Like dude, man, I'm really surprised about Baker Mayfield on the Bucks. Like that seems like it actually is a really nice fit. Like the like
Yeah, working.
all the offensive players all seem to be really doing well. I mean, just shit. Nick's is that who Nick's rolling with? Is that who you picked up,
I
Baker?
think I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it is. Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, I understand it. Like it's yeah. I'm not worried about Phil's team. I think he's gonna have better days. But yeah, that just that one thing with McCaffrey going out, that really sucks. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
and
bummer because he had Nico Collins had a great game. Uh, ETN, he'll probably have better games, but even 13.4, not terrible. Josh Jacobs and Godwin looked really good.
yeah,
8 for 8 and a touchdown. So definitely some good pieces there, and then some pieces on the bench, like we were saying too. So some good players for sure.
damn, what's his name? Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, I
Shit,
know that was a surprise on
wow.
the Ramondre was like pretty serviceable last year, but I don't remember like 27-point games. I
No,
thought
I mean that's
his
20. He had
floor
20.
ceiling was pretty low, but
Yeah,
man,
25 carries, 120 yards, a touchdown.
that's insane. 25 carries.
Yes, the seven
God,
rushing first downs.
can I get a running back who gets like 13 carries? I'd be happy with that.
So this all I'm seeing is as we're going through this is that everybody has got wide receiver or running backs to spare. So
I know, right?
maybe the trades are the way to go as far if you are like you and me and maybe a little bit short on running back. Maybe you got to
Yeah,
put something together. Um, but it's like definitely looking at all this, it's certainly pretty interesting. I think Chris's team is looking pretty good. His starters all coming up, getting over double digit. I think Phil's got better days ahead. And then yeah, me and Misha, which this was it was a stressful week for sure. Um,
Yeah, because it started. Misha got off to a pretty hot start,
mhm.
like, and then you had to really come from behind, right?
No, so I Misha had a lot of players going like later in like the afternoon. Like so he had the Dallas game which I had to sit through.
Oh
Um
yeah,
and so it was to a point where my players had come out like Mahomes, Andrews and KC started the week and they got absolutely nothing.
yeah.
Then the Sunday morning or games, all them are starting on up. Jones and Jefferson, they were doing good. Cook got me at least 16 some odd points. So it was like okay, I feel like that's a little bit all right. But I'm gonna need Drake London and Cup to come on up. Drake London did not come on up.
No, he
Or
did not.
no, that was actually no, sorry, that was the morning game. I remember watching that game and I was really upset. So I can't remember the order, but it was just I was sweating fucking bullets, and until Cooper Cup came along and just smoked the shit out of everybody
I mean
on Sunday
that was
night.
like that's the turning point of your guys' matchup because he
Well,
had
so he had,
Puka.
but he had, yeah, so he had Puka, but he also had James Mason.
True, true. What we didn't know at that point that
That's
Mason was even going to be
wait.
playing.
So I'm actually kind of curious because he must have had somebody else in the lineup that was playing on Monday.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he had Ayuk
He
in
must
there
have.
for a
Yeah,
while.
that's who he did. He had Ayuk in there. I didn't even realize that or think about that until just now. So he popped
Yeah,
out Ayuk and put in James Mason. What a good move. Fuck.
definitely.
Misha is so scary. God damn it, Misha. Put that ball away. With that crystal ball, your buzzsaw. You need to have a garage of all your dangerous fantasy nickname weapons or whatever we want to call them, and just keep it closed. Um, but yeah, this was a tough game, but I think just as it turns out, like we both had some pretty poor performances on each side. Like dude, that Dallas game, wow, that was Cleveland looked awful. And it's just CD and Dak didn't have to do anything. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, you got lucky. They got pretty
really lucky.
unscathed on
Hmm.
that one.
Yeah, so I feel like that's where a lot of Misha's points ended up like missing. Like obviously Puka ends up going out. That was a big one too. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, that Monday game certainly helped me a lot. He had the Jets defense going. Also had James Mason. James Mason was looking pretty scary, but it was like, oh, can I hold him off? And yeah, fortunately I got lucky and held Misha off. So
yep,
that was a nice one. Pretty feeling
yeah,
feeling okay to come out 1-0.
yeah. Always nice to start off with a win. At least
Yeah.
you know you're not going to go 0 and 14.
Yeah, I heard Jim Harbaugh say a quote like on Dan Patrick or something, and he was just like you can't go 2-0 without being 1-0. So it's like that's the
Hmm.
hope.
Yep, can't argue with that one.
No, you can't. You actually can't argue with that one. But I would hope that's I guess for all of us that did come away with a W. That's what we're hoping for. For everybody else, we're trying to get even, trying to get back to that 1-1. And it's going to be an interesting one come this week. So okay, so let's get off this really quickly. So we've got um, okay, so or two people with two people going right now, Joey and Will. Um,
What do
so
you want to do? Do you want to just like run down and try to do some quick picks, or
yeah, I was
I don't really have time to do like deep dive
no, not
on
not
all the
yeah, I'm not
matchups,
doing
but
doing a deep dive on the matchups, but I was just curious about let's see. Um,
yeah, there's a lot of action in this game right now. For
yeah,
everybody has action except for Nick and Phil. They don't have anybody playing tonight.
so they're both rooting for Dolphins. Um, uh-oh,
Oh
Tua just threw a
my
pick.
God, he just threw a pick six.
Oh,
What
oh
a
my God.
weird throw! Wow, man,
Ouch.
that's his third. interception, and I'm bummed. I was curious if Misha was going to throw Tua into his lineup because I'm playing Misha this week
Hmm.
instead of Dax, just because Tua had a big game last week. But
Yeah.
no, he didn't. But that's 3 interceptions now.
Ouch. Yeah, that
Yeah.
hurts. That really hurts. Okay,
Anyways,
a quick look at this. I will say this. I'm probably going to give it to Joey right now because, and I'll just make it really easy. We don't know who Will's quarterback's going to be.
that's fair. Yeah, like all we know is what we have right now. Joey's got his full squad. HN's having a really good game.
Hmm.
Tyreek's, I mean, anything could happen. There's still a lot of time left in this game, and Tyreek
Yeah,
could go off, and they're behind, so they're going to have to throw it. But I would agree with you. I think just as it stands, it's Joey's just looking good right now.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, Will threw in Xavier Worthy. Like, there's some interesting plays going on, but at the same time, yeah, it's just, yeah, with the way it's looking, we'll just say, Joey probably is going to go ahead and we'll put one in for Joey as far as predictions are
Yeah,
concerned. Um, Myself and Chris also have people going. I've obviously got James Cook, who's looking amazing. Waddle's not having to do much, but with the way the score is looking,
yeah, he
they
can
might,
pop up
yeah,
at any
yeah,
point
yeah.
here.
So we'll see what happens. So knock on wood. Hopefully that's not the case. Um, I'm scared about Anthony Richardson. Um, Jamar Chase is obviously always going to be scary at any point in time. He threw in Ramondre Stevenson, so
Yep.
there's some questions there. I still don't know what I'm going to do with fucking Isaiah Likely or Mark Andrews. Um, but man, I'm feeling good about players like Cup and
Yeah, me too, man. That's I think well with Cook what already he's already doing with Cup and what he has in front of him. You got Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones looked good, Mahomes is looking good. I definitely got your team with a big edge right now. I wouldn't want to be playing your team right now. Let me put it that way.
I will probably lean my direction, although I still do have some question marks, like I just said about Mark Andrews, Drake London, dude. The
Never know
Falcon,
about that.
the Falcons look so bad. Like, dude, Kirk Cousins looked horrible. I don't know if you saw any of that game, but
I
dude,
didn't watch any of that game, but what do you think? Was it like, is it the injury coming back
it,
from
it,
that, or
it,
just
it,
the first game on the new team?
no, I think that's what it is. Dude, he looked so stiff. He looked like a
Yeah,
fucking just like he just couldn't move at all. Like I don't know.
that's
It's
how Aaron Rodgers looked too in that
but
Monday night game.
dude, so the difference though is like I feels like I saw Rodgers make a bunch of plays. I don't remember seeing
True,
Kirk Cousins
true.
make any plays. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
it looked bad. So
Yeah.
I've got concerns about that, but I will probably say the same. Probably lean a little bit in my favor, so we can sweep that one.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
Now there are a couple other people who got people going. Nate and John. Uh, Big friend head-to-head matchup.
Ooh, yeah.
I, dude, I don't know right now. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. I know Josh Allen looked amazing, but it's 31-10 right now, and he's only got 13 points.
Yeah. Like, is he gonna have to throw it
I don't
much
think.
more? Or are they just gonna run it a bunch? So
Yeah, I
and
don't.
John's coming off the top scoring week. It looks like John's running out the same.
Same, yeah, same lineup.
I think the same lineup. I think Nate's running the same lineup as well.
Yeah, I think they
But
are.
yeah, I don't know how I could bet
Dude, those.
against John right now, especially with what Josh Allen's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, and those two running backs John has like to start Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, like he's got Tony Pollard too. Like I think it's probably this is probably going to be John's to lose. Um, I mean, Nate's got definitely some firepower, but right now I feel the prediction is kind of going where I think we all sort of think it's going to go. Um,
Yeah.
so we'll give that nod to John. Then you have also Jeff Wilson going, and if they're going to be down, who knows? I mean, Achan does catch or chain. I don't even know how you say his name. He
I
catches
think it's
balls.
Achan.
Um, But I mean, Jeff Wilson, if he was gonna get some fucking love, this would be now would be
Yeah,
the
give him
time.
some fucking dump offs. Maybe he gets lucky and just gets the bust one. That I'm
I,
wishful thinking right there.
okay, so this is something I will say. I am very curious to see the result of this game because I think you two, you and Misha, I think you guys have the best stacks in the league.
What do you mean by that?
So you have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Misha's got
Oh,
Dak and
I thought you said backs, and I was like, I'm
oh, sorry,
confused. But stacks,
sorry,
yes.
stacks, stacks.
I
That
know,
you
I
two
know.
have the best stacks in the league.
I am nervous about having to go up against Dak and CD. Like, I feel like they're going to be poised to go off because they didn't go off last week.
Yeah, I mean, I that's and they're going against New Orleans. I
Right, and New
I
Orleans put up a bunch last week, but I don't think their defense is like anything great.
no, I don't. But I mean, it's going to be. Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting one. Oh, was that little Waddle? Waddle? God damn it! Ah,
Yeah,
Waddle,
Waddle.
Waddle,
Yep.
Waddle catches. Um, this is I will say the that second running back spot that probably is a problem that does need to be
Oh,
resolved.
it's a problem. It's a problem for sure. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. And if McCaffrey doesn't play again, you know Misha's slotting
Might as
Mason back
well.
in there,
Yeah,
and that's concerning. So I am very nervous about this matchup for sure. Like Misha has a really fucking good team. I mean, not every single person is amazing, but
yeah.
I'd put my money on Misha to be
I,
honest.
I will say this. I'm gonna lean the same way and say just because of this one spot, this is I feel like the glaring part of your team, but you have got some really solid blocks to like build off of. Like the stack, like we were talking about, I feel like the between you guys, it's a wash. Like they're both, like I said, probably the best. I think Kamara and Kyron Williams. I know the scores don't or the predictions don't look the same, but I'm putting those two at like an even keel. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
I agree with that.
but James Conner, like that's the piece that
Yeah,
he's got over you. The Ayuk
exactly.
and Evans, I'm putting like at the same level. I would give you the bump with Laporta over was it Zamir, sorry, Zamir
Zamir
White.
White. Yeah,
And then I would do the same with Metcalf. And it looks like the Pittsburgh and Jets defense, those are like both the same. Yeah, like you're matching up with Misha like across the board except at that one position. Um,
yep.
so that's probably where I'm gonna land. But who knows? Achan might end up going down instead of actually getting the carry and looks like he's about to pop it for a big one. God damn it. I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, but
No
yeah,
more
that's
talking about HN.
that's where I'm gonna lean. And then I guess we can end it with Nick and Phil.
Yep. Yeah, they don't have
Uh
anybody playing, so we got a fresh matchup to look at here. Nick's got his shiny new Baker Mayfield.
Dude, he's got a shiny new team
Um,
right now. Nick's got an entirely different lineup. I mean, he's got
well,
Derek.
no, not really.
Okay,
I
so
think isn't. Oh,
okay,
he did put Jaden Reed in, so there's that,
he put
and then he put Lad
Lad
McConkey in there as
McConkey in.
well. Because
Okay,
I mean, Mostert's out anyway, so he had to make some kind of
so
change.
he's made some significant changes. We got Baker, we've got yeah, Jaden Reed, got Lad McConkey, still going with Baltimore D. Still got Zach Moss, who did look pretty good. I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
Amon Ra is going to have a better time. I don't know. I mean, Derrick Henry should feed against the Vegas, but who knows? I guess we'll just have to see. Um, Interesting. Yeah, Phil.
Jared Goff could have a nice game in the
He
dome versus Tampa Bay. That could be a potentially high
yeah, he
scoring
could.
game.
He's got McCaffrey still
And he's
back in the
got the
life.
interesting thing is it's always interesting when one person has the quarterback for the receiver of the other team. So
Mm-hmm.
Goff and Amon Ra.
Yep. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. There are some question marks that I have about Phil's team. I know it's giving the nod to him right now in points. Um, and I would take probably Goff over Baker, but I would take Brees over Josh Jacobs. I would take Henry over Travis Etienne. Nico Collins, dude, he could be pretty fucking amazing. He could be
Yeah.
like a top five, but so could Amon Ross. So I'm kind of washing those two. I am not. I don't know. I'm not a Christian Kirk believer. Um, haven't seen it. Yeah, I would say I would pick Jaden Reed over that. Um, Christian McCaffrey all day. If he plays, which I guess we don't even know. It says he did practice, but that's an unknown. Godwin over Lad McConkey. Ooh, this is a tough one. I don't know really how to. I feel I want to give the nod to Nick, just because there are a few pieces I like that he has over Phil's, but Phil's also got some question marks that could either play out really big, like if McCaffrey plays. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go Nick, just because of these couple question marks. Not sure if McCaffrey's playing.
Oh shit! Did you see this play?
I see somebody's
Uh
down.
oh,
Who is it? Is that?
that's Tua.
Oh
He just took
wow.
a head hit. He did not slide the right way, and he took a shot to the head. And we know he's had some head injury issues.
Oh wow. Let's see if they replay it.
Ooh,
Because no, I didn't see that.
dude, he ran it in for the first down,
Okay,
but
here it is.
like, why did
What is he
he?
doing? Oh my
Why would he go
God,
in like that? Just slide legs first.
bro.
He had the
Oh,
first down already,
watching
and he
that in
like
slow motion is really
so
tough, actually.
what they didn't show in the replay is he right after that he goes to reach his hand up like for somebody to pick him up, but there's literally no one standing there, and it's like, oh fuck, dude, he's seeing stars right now.
That's horrible. They probably wouldn't want to show that again on TV.
Oh my god,
Um,
dude.
wow.
Yeah, that's
All
looking
right.
bad.
Well, we're ending this one with some drama. Um,
So okay, you are you giving the edge to Nick? Is that
I'm
what you
gonna give
said,
yeah,
or
I'm gonna give it the slight edge to Nick. Just a couple question
okay?
marks on Phil's team. Couple pieces of Nick's I feel I like a little bit better. But if Christian McCaffrey plays, this is a totally different ball game. But right now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I feel like I want to give the edge to Phil. I like the Jared Goff kind of covering some of Amon Ra. Um, I like Nico quite a bit.
Hmm.
I'm hopeful that McCaffrey plays. That obviously will change things, but I love Godwin too.
Yep.
Um, and I think he's got some pieces on his bench he can put in there if he needs to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking there's just a little more on the Phil side.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're putting in. I'm going for Nick. You going for Phil?
So that's the only matchup that we split there. I think we're
I
in
think so.
agreement everywhere else.
Okay, well there we go. The one split. We'll see
All right.
what ends up happening next week. And I guess for everybody, thank you guys for sticking with us for the whole thing. Hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of the the Thursday night game. And I mean same to you, Sean. I'm
Thanks.
gonna be knocking on wood, hoping for great things for James Cook, and I guess you also
More
for
great things, you selfish bastard.
I need all the great things. I want all the great things. I'm just gonna be selfish. And I feel like we all should be selfish. Okay, Tua's walking.
He's walking. He's alive. He's walking off the field.
He is.
He's walking a little weirdly.
He is kind of walking weird.
Damn. So looks like they're gonna. Oh, he just got a nice little kiss.
I saw that.
Kiss from the coach.
Kiss from the coach.
Kiss from the coach. That's a good note to end on right
I'm
there.
gonna
A little
kiss that little egg of yours.
kiss from the
Okay.
coach and kiss from your podcast hosts.
Yeah. Mwah. Goodbye, everybody. All
That's
right.
so funny.
Peace. All right. Ending it now.